I'm so bad at this. Anyway, do you want to introduce yourself, Shaya, or just jump right into it?
I'm Shaya. Hi, everybody. I live in New York.
Everybody meet Shaya. He's also like I don't know if you call yourself like an Orthodox Jewish
I
person.
am. I'm an Orthodox Jewish person.
You are literally an Orthodox Jewish person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of thought as much because like you spend so much time like
I wear a yarmulke.
that's well, and I mean, but like don't like somewhat less serious Jewish people wear the yarmulke, but like they probably wouldn't spend time tearing toilet paper.
Not during the day. Definitely not during the day. Definitely not
Really?
while they're like doing stuff.
Okay, so well, yeah, that answers the question. You're an Orthodox Jew from. That's crazy, man. Fuck. So you know exactly all of this news about like what's going wrong and like, because like I've been reading tweets about how apparently, you know, there have been Orthodox Jewish riots where they're just not
That was
having
a while ago.
that's like old news to you,
That's like months ago. Yeah.
dude. My dog just fucking puked. That's like prime audio, man. Yeah. ASMR. There's like an opposite of that where there's a dog in the background of a podcast throwing up, and that's it. We got that.
That's great.
I mean, fuck, you're sucking on a piece of candy. This is like the anti.
It's sugarless. There's no sugar.
Whatever.
I haven't had sugar in like, I don't know, a while. See, I got my sugarless chocolate here. Fantastic.
That's freaking weird that there's no sugar in a little.
I eat it with my sugarless whiskey.
Yeah, but all whiskey's sugarless, bro. Isn't it?
What?
All whiskey's sugarless, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Unless
Of
it's like the
course.
worst whiskey ever. Maybe like Fireball isn't sugarless.
Fireball's not sugarless, but Fireball's not whiskey.
Fuck off, Winnie. Jesus Christ. Would you stop puking? If you're gonna puke, go somewhere else.
Fireball's great, but it's not whiskey.
Yeah, no, not at all. Speaking of drugs, I'm gonna smoke a bowl. Fucking.
I'm a little jealous though. I do want a bowl, but I can't do that now.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, is it even legal where you're at?
Who gives a fuck?
Well, nobody, but people that record things and put it on the internet with their real names should possibly, be on the down.
That's decriminalized, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, then you wouldn't actually care. It's just like a. Interesting, man. I did not know you were an Orthodox. I just thought you were Jewish. But like, fuck, what do I know about any of that? So what has happened, man? Like, why are they protesting?
Well, they were protesting first of all because Cuomo is. They lock down the Jewish communities and they don't lock down the non-Jewish communities. When the coronavirus ratios, like people getting it, people don't getting it, and they basically were locking down the Jewish areas and not locking down the non-Jewish areas, and it was stupid. Honestly, in my opinion, locking down anything is crazy. You're screw like all the businesses close, everything gets effed over, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think either of us are lockdown supporters. It's been nice watching you slowly radicalize. I remember at some point you used to think you wanted to be a cop. Is that still a thing? Would you
Well,
be
I did
out
want to
there?
be a cop. I'm very happy I got rejected.
Sorry, what? I kind of missed that. What'd you say?
I'm very happy I got rejected.
No, but before that, you said you don't want to?
Not anymore.
Fucking A, man. That's good. What do you think you're gonna end up if you like become the most radicalized form of yourself? just we're not gonna talk about that. That's like that's secret tribal knowledge.
I got some great books.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much radicalized. I'm not doing nothing right now. I'm waiting for everything to happen to me. Do you know what I mean?
U.S. Army Improvised Munitions Handbook.
Classic.
U.S. Army Guide to Booby Traps.
Classicer.
U.S. Army Special Forces Guide to Unconventional Warfare.
Dude,
U.S. Army Survival, Evasion, and Recovery. I got all these books.
You got the whole fucking library, man.
Yeah. Dude, those books show you how to make like fantastic things.
Oh, I know. I've seen some pictures. I don't have those books. I don't even know if those books are available on Canadian Amazon. I feel like they probably are.
I don't know. They were available. They're like $10 a pop.
That's pretty crazy. Do you think that's in the library?
No,
Yeah, but why not?
because
Because bullshit
I
exists.
can't imagine that the library would have a book like that.
Dude, back in the 60s, that shit was like commonly broadcast on like alternate forms of radio and shit.
It's not the '60s anymore.
I'm just
It's
saying.
Yeah, I understand, but it's 2020 now, and you can't call this or that, and you can't say like half the words that you could say 10 years ago. Like you watched Tropic Thunder from 2008. That movie couldn't be made today.
Dude, like half of the movies we grew up couldn't be made.
I was watching Blue Mountain State. You remember Blue Mountain State?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I loved that show when I was in high school. When I was in high school, and they say the word retard and fag. They couldn't put that on. They couldn't put that on TV today.
Dude, it's
At least not on something that's not on cable.
It's totally crazy to like just think back at like we're not old people, Shaya. I'm not even fucking 30 years old. You're not even, well, are you 30 years old?
I'm not 30. Not
no,
30.
Yeah, you're younger than me, right?
28.
Yeah. So like we're fucking legitimately young human beings, but within our lifetimes, like we shouldn't have been able to experience this much radical change. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, it's messed up.
I fucking love that people are getting radicalized. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know if people are getting radicalized more than de-radicalized.
What you mean?
I feel like radicalized, you need to actually go do things.
Like, you mean like in general, people are more lazy and do fuck all about it?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that for sure.
People do nothing about anything, and like not just that. Like, I don't know if you can be radicalized to be a libertarian.
No, Big L.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean that's. Fuck. Should we?
I want to be left alone. I don't want to like. The whole point of being a libertarian is you don't want to deal with other people. You don't have to deal with other people's crap. It's your crap, right? I'm gonna deal with my own crap. And like I'm a conservative libertarian. I'm a conservatarian.
An anarchist.
What?
You're an anarchist, aren't you? At least.
No, you're an anarchist.
Pardon?
You're an anarchist.
I feel like you're getting there.
No.
Dude, you have the fucking book for improvised musicians. What you preparing for if not the decay of order?
Yeah, but that's not an anarchist. I don't want that to happen.
Well, yeah, but
an anarchist is somebody
an
anarchist is somebody who wants anarchy, wants no government at all. I don't want
No, Shaya. I don't think so, man. If you think that an anarchist is someone that wants to increase chaos, you're wrong. Anarchists just want to go live on their own on a fucking homestead somewhere and not be fucked with. And that's like the ultimate anarchist, like.
I think you're wrong about anarchy, dude. If you like the origination of anarchy is from like Italy, and that was basically just anti-government.
Yeah, but the government is the thing that gets in the way.
But anarchy is not based to go live on a farm. Anarchy is just you want no government. You want no. I don't know. It's not that's not like look. I agree that if you live on a farm and you don't have like any reliances on anybody else, you shouldn't have to pay taxes. You shouldn't have to pay anything because like what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, but you can't do that anywhere. I don't know if there's a part of the world where you can actually buy land and own land where it's not just being rented.
I'd buy an island or something.
Yeah, you could probably do that. Like, but it's just absurd that the whole world's just the same. I mean, maybe that's not the case. Maybe we're looking
at the whole world, but the whole civilized world that's connected to the internet.
That's true. Yeah, the whole part of the world that's connected to like Western technology.
If it's not the same, it's worse.
Yeah. Well, it's a spectrum, right? Like England's a bit more fucked up than Canada, and Canada's a bit more fucked up than Australia, or maybe Australia's more fucked up than Canada. That's like a toss-up. I don't know. Maybe.
What do you mean by that?
I honestly couldn't tell you which one would be more fucked, Australia or Canada. Like,
but what do you mean by that? Bad government? Bad.
Yeah, management? Politically, like the inheritance of this weird old empire that didn't die. Like America got the really lucky They just blank slated. The empire didn't.
Right.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that the empire went on in America, but like on the surface level of like the idea of it, you guys left the empire, whereas Australia and Canada, you know, we stayed, and so we have like 300-year-old decaying bullshit, whereas you guys wiped all that off. I guess,
Right.
you know, that's like the idea.
No, we definitely wiped it all off. You guys had like we don't put it like it's not. We have our own problems. That has nothing to do with.
Oh, shit. I just about spilled. All I'm saying is I don't know who's got it more fucked up, Canada or Australia. But
I don't know. I don't know enough about Australia. I know New Zealand's F.
yeah, I don't really count them. They're a little, you know, that's like counting Hong Kong. I don't. But it's not fair to rule out all of New Zealand. I'm just being a shithead.
No, what I'm saying is like I don't know anything about Australia and New Zealand. They're on the other side of the world. Like from what I see, Australian people are nice. Australian chicks have fantastic accents.
Fantastic accent.
But in the end, like I don't know, it's on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I mean, I would go there, but I definitely wouldn't be at the very top of my list of things to do.
I wouldn't go there. I don't want to sit on a plane for 36 hours.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just expensive. Like, I don't want to burn money.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Europe.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go. I honestly would go nowhere. I couldn't. There's nowhere I could pick. Like, why would you spend money to go? So you have to like very seriously focus on your own little locale. Is my opinion.
The only places I'd really, only reason I'd go to Europe is because of stopovers to Israel. On the way to Israel, stopovers.
Right, you would go to Israel.
So you basically get a free vacation for like a day if you take like a 20-hour stopover. I did it. I got a free. I got like I took a day and I went to Spain. It was a 21-hour stopover. You know, so I didn't have to fly. I didn't get like a ticket to Spain. I just had a day in Spain. It was cool.
In between your flights, yeah.
In between my flights to Israel, and yeah, I love going to Israel. Israel's gorgeous. Like I've been all up and down the country there. Not a huge country, like it's the size of New Jersey, but they've got like biomes from all over, just everything. It's crazy. Like you have the Dead Sea, you have the desert in the south, you have lake in the north with like hills and valleys and all that stuff in the Golan area in the north, and in the south you have like ocean, like blue ocean, like it's so different. And then you have like the west side of Israel is more like just regular beaches. It's really nice. I don't know. I love that place. That's at there, and the only other place I would go is west. Go west, Utah, probably Colorado.
Have you ever been west?
Yeah.
How far did you go?
I went to Utah.
Utah? What the heck is Utah? I don't even know where Utah is.
Below you.
Like above Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's one of those ones where it's like
above. Probably go straight up from New Mexico. I think that would make sense. Maybe up.
I don't know where New Mexico is.
It's 2 states over from California. Nevada's in the middle.
Right. All I know is below Alberta is Montana and Idaho.
And then go down a little more.
Yeah, but what's below Montana?
In Wyoming and Utah.
Wyoming's below Montana?
So I can tell you, it's something around there. Like I know where everything is. U.S.
I was wondering if it was Utah.
Yeah, Wyoming. I was right. Below Montana is Wyoming, and then right below that is Colorado and Utah. Utah's on the to the west. Colorado's more to the east.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's like
it's directly above Arizona.
But is it on the east or the west of the Rockies?
I don't know.
I think it's on the east.
No, it's probably on the west.
I wouldn't know. Maybe it's
Colorado.
not like Canada. In Canada, there's a pretty solid divide. The Rockies go up like basically the border of Alberta and BC, and nobody lives in them. Well, I mean, except for like in the interior of BC, where there's tons.
I don't know enough about it, but I know they're the Rockies are in Colorado and the Rockies are also in Utah. So like it's a huge it's a huge area. Like and it goes up all the way to Canada, you know, like you guys have Whistler up in the Rockies up there, and we got down here
Whistler's not in the no, Whistler's definitely not in the Rockies, bro.
I thought Whistler was the Rockies up north.
Whistler's in Vancouver, man. That's like very,
Oh, am I
very.
wrong? Okay, fine, I'm wrong.
Well, you're not that wrong. I mean, if you were thinking about ski places, Whistler's high up there, but it's not like the Rockies in BC are inland. Whistler's by Vancouver, which is on the ocean.
Oh, okay.
There's like fucking loads and loads of mountains in BC. It's crazy.
I don't know, but I've been out there to go skiing, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Like I have the best pictures I've ever taken. I've all been there, just like white mountains. Dude, I would. If I didn't need like a synagogue and kosher food, I would move out there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but you say need.
You do though.
Yeah, but like, you know, how high do you rank that on like survival like needs? Like, you know, you're not gonna die.
Yeah, but the you know you're not gonna die is when you go like when they come for you. But like Holocaust situations, which is why I have those books. Like, which is like I always have that in the back of my mind that the government's gonna turn on the Jews and we're just gonna be totally messed. But I always have that in my mind because it happens everywhere. And
It's weird.
like my grandfather was in the camps. Yeah, so whatever. That's always in my mind. And
Especially
like, so if it came down to that, yeah, I'd run away. I'd probably go hide in the forest of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and then like you would survive without a synagogue. You know, take some.
Of course, but if I can't have if I have to choose where I'm moving, like to live in a civilized situation, there has to be a synagogue there, and there has to be kosher food. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, but like, isn't that everywhere?
It's not though.
I guess.
First of all, not just a synagogue. It has to be a synagogue that I'm okay with going to. Like there's there's different communities. Like okay, imagine Christians going to like a Protestant church or a Catholic church or a LDS church. There's actually an LDS church in my house. It's so weird.
Dude.
I didn't know there were Mormons in New York. But yeah,
we're just quickly leaving behind my like tastes for religion. Do you know what I mean? I've never been the sort of person that would go to a church for the people there. I would go there because like, you know, it's a really cool building that I would sit in. And also I was a child and my parents like forced me, right?
Right.
But nowadays, like, I just can't really understand. It's been a long time since I was like in a church of people. If you like, you know, using that word like for the group of people.
No, I got you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so I need the synagogue is a community. It's not just like a prayer place. I like there's a huge sense of community that comes from it. And like I need my kosher food. Like if I don't have my restaurants and my what's it called? Restaurants and like my meat. If I can't get meat and I have to slaughter it myself, I'm not doing that.
I don't really know where
kosher slaughtering is very, very like it's detailed, a lot of laws. You have to learn it. It's pain, and I it costs money to learn.
Aren't there Jewish farmers that just eat their own food?
Oh yeah, they know a lot of them know how to slaughter. Like I know one. I know a farmer lives up in the Catskills in New York, upstate. Dude, that guy, he knows how to slaughter. He has cows, everything, sells it. It's great. That guy's awesome.
Well, that's what you should do, Shaya. Fuck the city, man.
I know. But I don't know. I'm okay with being a city guy, as much as I'm not a huge fan of the city.
You don't feel like you're a rat in a cage?
Sometimes, but sometimes I realize that sometimes I grew up here. If I didn't grow up here, I hate it.
Yeah, man.
But I grew up here, and I'll always be a New Yorker. like straight up New York City boy. Like nobody's ever gonna. No matter where I move, I'm always gonna be that guy.
I feel kind of similarly about Canada. A lot of people are like, why don't you just move to America? But I don't know. I grew up here. This is like what I'm used to.
Yeah, dude. You're Canadian. You feel that you feel that you have that maple leaf on your chest.
No, fuck that. I am glad I never got a Canada flag tattoo. And
Well, no, that's not what I meant.
no, but there was a time where I very nearly did. And,
oh, okay.
Now I'm more like, I would rather be called an Albertan than a Canadian any day of the week.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
But no, that's like the whole point was that that's who you are. You're Canadian,
Yeah.
And I'm as like if I moved to Israel, I'd still be an American from New York.
Would you ever move to Israel? Wouldn't you melt?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about it many times.
Yeesh. I could never go somewhere that hot, man.
I've thought about it. What?
I could never go somewhere that hot.
Dude, Israel, you can move up north. It's not that hot.
That's not north still, though.
It's not like cold by you, but in the winter it gets cold. They have skiing there.
Well, altitude changes lots of things, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if I had a choice, I would love to move somewhere where it just like with land and snow. I don't care. I don't need the heat. I don't care about the heat.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool to grow like an orange tree, right? That's one upside of living in a place like that. You could just grow freaking anything.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not that interested. I like going out into nature and just doing things as opposed to growing things.
Yeah, but like, you could steal nature, Shaya, and then put it other places, and then all of a sudden there's more nature. It's not that hard.
It's pretty cool, but still.
I mean, stealing's the wrong word.
Borrow.
Yeah, borrow. But I don't even know if borrow's the right word, because like you don't give it back, but it doesn't technically, like if you do it right, you're not gonna kill the mother plant. It'll just like split off like a clone. I don't know. I don't know what the word for that would be.
What are you talking? You're talking about grafting? I was just talking about taking a seed.
All of the above, man. You know what I mean? Like the tree still stays there. Anyway, you're not super agricultural. I understand that. But the apocalypse is coming.
If the apocalypse came, my niche would be in the building area and the fighting area, as opposed to the what's it called area, as opposed to like growing and
the civilizational parts.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have some sort of like books that nobody else has because you're, from a culture that nobody else is from, apart from the people that are like you. So like that's a thing, right? Like I know how to build an igloo. You know how to read the Torah. We all have different perspectives, right?
Yeah, but in a survival situation, I don't know if reading the Torah is gonna help you that much.
Who knows, man? Maybe it keeps you from eating some sort of poisonous sheep or whatever the fuck. Like,
oh, that it'll do. Yeah. That it'll do.
I don't know.
You only eat kosher, but honestly, you can eat any plant if you eat kosher, so you might still just.
Dude, I'm trolling. You know me. I don't really take very much seriously, apart from the fact that it's definitely going crazy. That I believe.
Oh, the world's going crazy, dude. I don't know. Like, it's so funny hearing people in New York talk about politics because most of them don't agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably similar to me in Canada. Like you're surrounded by New Yorkers, and I'm surrounded by Canadians.
But another thing is, it's funny that I do find a ton of people that are. Like a lot of the workers, like electricians and stuff, they tend to lean more to the right. I don't know like why that is.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I do know why that is. Yeah, I mean, I do know why it is. But then I do meet people who are also really left. So who knows?
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's not like it's unanimous. There's
Yeah,
definitely good people in Ontario, but I definitely wouldn't go there. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh, but I guess to you, Ontario is like the fucking Hicks.
Ontario's right here.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's probably like the country or whatever.
No, Toronto's right here, dude. Toronto's like
Toronto is not Ontario.
well,
Toronto's
to
like,
me, to me, Toronto's the closest place to literally like the closest place to go to. It's right over the border. You know,
well,
you
that's
go
why I don't
past.
count it, man. It shouldn't count at all.
Do you count Niagara Falls as Canadian or American or both?
Fuck. I don't count myself as Canadian, right? That part of Canada, it can stay Canada. I don't give a shit. The rest of it should probably take different names so that we have like, recognizable
See,
diversity.
personally, I believe we should annex you. I believe we should annex Canada, and then we should annex Canada, made the territory states, and then we should get rid of Hawaii. Shouldn't be a state. Um, should be a territory again. And same with
Technically, you don't have to annex Canada. It's written into like the constitution of every Canadian province that if they want to join America, they just can. Or some shit like I can't tell you any details because I'm not, one of those people that is smart like
wait,
that.
is that a real like you've heard that before? That's a real
Yeah,
thing.
that's a legit thing. Back in the day when the early days Canadians were setting these things up, they wrote like fine print like get out of
Why don't the Albertans do that?
Dude, that is a good question. I mean, personally, I really wouldn't want to join like a bigger conglomerate corporate entity empire thing. Like I would wait until America's starting to secede into smaller parts and
Fair.
then join like a smaller part of like a
Here it just
D.
seems because like there's different parts of Canada that don't seem like they should be in Canada.
Well, but that's the same thing about America, right? Like can you even say that you're from the same fucking universe as somebody that grew up in Montana?
Right. That's fair enough.
It's hard to fucking even believe that you get to vote on the same shit, right? And the same is true here. Like, I don't get why they are involved. It's too foreign. It's like fucking people in India voting on what happens in France. It's not the fucking same. And I'm not trying to be like racist or xenophobic or whatever the fuck these people are going to come at me with. I'm just trying to say like this makes sense to me. Why are these different peoples all forced to be like in this obligatory contract?
Because somebody set it up hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. Fucking downer.
But honestly, the reason I think it's the best reason for it is defense. That's it. Like that is the best reason and best option why you need a government.
Yeah, but it gives you no defense against the government, Shia.
No, that's the problem. It gives you no defense against the government, but it gives you defense against everybody else's government, which is more likely to attack you than your own government is, I think, in general.
Not true statistically.
For
Governments kill
me,
their
yeah,
own
it's probably
people.
not true. I'm a Jew. It's probably not true, but still,
Dude, everybody. Fucking the statistic on people that have been killed by their own government is like mind-boggling.
right.
Because they send people to die in war and all that shit counts, and you know what I mean? Like both sides of each war count because their own government sent the troops, right?
See, I agree with some wars. There's certain wars I'm happy that I think were correctly fought. Like the world wars were correctly fought.
It's complicated to argue against fighting World War II. But then, like, how does World War
World
II?
War One was dumb as shit, but World War Two was definitely correctly fought by at least by the Allies who weren't on mainland Europe, like the United States and England, who technically probably didn't need to get into the fight. Like England might have needed to eventually, but they didn't need to right away. They did anyways.
It's complicated though because it's just the exact same war as World War One, man. So like, how does
It's not
any of
though.
that happen without all of this weird,
As much as it
empire
as much
king
as it
shit?
kind of is the same war, it's not. Like
Do you think that they're two separate entities or that they're related? I'm pretty sure that World War II
oh, they're
doesn't
definitely
happen
related.
in World War One.
They're definitely related. One's just World War Two is a continuation of World War One.
Exactly, man. So like,
But no, but the problem is that in World War Two, the bad guys were actually evil.
well, yeah.
In World War I, they weren't. In World War I, they were just bad.
Are you trying to say that like uh I mean, was World War One even a war about overthrowing the monarchs? I don't think it was. Like World War One, the
No,
people that fought
no.
World
World
War
War
One were
One was just.
mostly they were mostly democracies on both sides.
It wasn't. That was no. That's not true.
Well, I guess they were kings.
Yeah, dude, that was like not democracies yet.
But there is definitely quotes about how democracies make
Well,
these modern wars work.
democracies were. France had a democracy, I think.
Right.
England, I mean, basically has a democracy.
Maybe I
Had
don't mean
democracy.
democracy. Maybe I mean like maybe this quote was about like modern states where like everybody is involved, everybody votes. No, I guess that would be
But
democracy.
in but what's it called? In Germany, they still had a Kaiser.
Yeah, and Russia. And I don't
Russia
know
had
about
the
England.
Tsar until I mean, there was Russia never should have gotten into that war. Tsar still would be alive.
Well, but the communists, man, the communists were around back then. That
No, I
fucking
understand.
war.
If Russia had never gotten into World War One, they would have been able to deal with the communists.
We kind of skipped over an interesting topic about like you were saying it's like the Jews always get fucking slapped in the face with no matter what. Like, why is it always the goddamn Jews, man? I don't understand. Like, it seems like everywhere it's always the Jews. Every sort of like idiot hates the Jews.
Because it's easy to blame on people that don't get involved.
I mean, I understand that, man, but like, there's so many other groups of outsiders, but it seems like unanimously, it's like been decided that the Jews, you guys like have this rebel attitude that people are angry about or
No,
something.
it's okay. First of all,
I respect it.
With the Christians, we were like that other religion that they never liked, so we'd always get beat up because we didn't convert to Christianity when we were supposed to, or some crap like that. I don't want to really go into it too deep, but yeah, and with a lot of the time it's because we didn't want to convert. We wanted to be left alone. If you look at half of the wars that happened in Europe, like in between the like let's say in between before 1800, before the United States became a country, really, almost every war was fought because you weren't the same religion.
Yeah.
Like not the same religion, the same sect of the same religion. Like Protestants, Catholics fighting because they're Protestants and Catholics.
Dude, that still happens.
Yeah, in Ireland.
No, in like small towns. Like, if you're not from the right church, you're gonna get beat up at the bar. It's like a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah? You don't think so?
Okay, never heard of anything like that happen, but okay.
Dude, the craziest fuckers are Hutterites, in my opinion. Or like Amish people, do you know what I mean? Like
Mennonites, baby, Schmellies.
Schmellies, what's that?
Don't you watch Letterkenny?
Oh, you mean the Letterkenny word for Mennonites? Yeah, we don't have Mennonites here, man. That must be
Oh,
an Ontario thing. We have Hutterites here. They're like more hardcore, I think.
okay.
And, like the Mennonites, I don't think you could pick out in the crowd, but Hutterites you always can.
Okay.
I mean,
I passed a Mennonite church in Brooklyn the other day. That was funny.
you what?
I passed a Mennonite church in Brooklyn.
You passed. I thought you were like gonna say you went into this weird Mennonite church.
No, I passed by. It's hilarious. I saw it and I just thought of Letterkenny. Great. I love that show.
It's a good Canadian export. Have you seen Trailer Park Boys?
I don't like it.
What? What do you mean?
I can't deal with it. It's all over the place.
Dude, if you've seen all of Letterkenny, you gotta watch Trailer Park Boys.
I've started Trailer Park Boys. I've watched scenes.
Well, then skip ahead, man. Go to
The
like
scenes are funny.
go
The
to
scenes
like
are funny,
season
but
3.
the problem is that I can't watch the whole episode together. The guys bother me a lot less
Yeah.
than like the Trailer Park Boys. They bother me. Like they're just Ricky bothers me as a human being. Watch.
Why?
Bubbles is great.
Dude, Ricky is me. If Ricky is
No, Ricky is
irritating
not
me,
you because you're not a retarded person.
well, that you know of, dude. If I'm being honest, like I wish I was Bubbles, but I'm probably fucking Ricky, man.
Okay,
I'm that
buddy.
idiot.
And I don't like Jillian either.
What?
But
What can you possibly have against Julian? He's like the prototypical good guy.
He still hangs out with those idiots.
Well, he was born into the trailer park, Shy. We were just going on for like a half hour, but you're
Fine,
into this environment.
fine, whatever. I don't like Ricky was the thing that made me not want to watch.
Dude, I think it's so fucking funny. You gotta skip ahead. Go to like season 3 or 4, man, where it just gets retarded.
And also, the fact that the guy doesn't wear a shirt, that was so weird.
That never changes, man.
I know it doesn't change.
Yeah, but you can watch Letterkenny with the weird queer methed out people. They're as freakish.
They're hilarious though.
Well, I mean, I think Trailer Park Boys is equally, if not more funny.
If you say so.
That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
But I'm a classist, sort of asshole about my comedy. I like the real down, dirty, disgusting shit that was on like the porn channel when I was a kid, not like this new internet offensive shit where they just talk super, super fast to keep your attention because you're an ADHD little kid. Which, you know, to each their own.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch that much stuff anymore, anyways. Like,
Really?
there's just so much crap.
That makes no sense, man. We've been quarantined. You haven't been watching shit?
I play video games so much.
Fair enough. I actually haven't like watched a single video game. Like I haven't been playing video games. I've been watching
That's fine. You're probably better off like that.
I don't know, man. It's been weird. I did kind of kick it cold turkey. I haven't played League in fucking I couldn't even tell you, man. More than a year. Just like strange. I used to play League all the time.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm not unhappy about it. I've kind of like kicked that habit. But I have been watching more.
I got a PS5, so it's fun.
Let's see it. Nah, it's okay. People know what a PS5 looks like. That's crazy you got a PS5. Did you have to get it from a scalper or did you actually get one?
No, I managed to get it on Walmart.com at some point. Yeah, it was. Okay. No, I put it in the cart earlier, and then as soon as they said they released it again, like I put it in the cart during one release, and then during the next release, I never took it out of the cart, so I just immediately just pressed buy.
Yeah.
So I was ahead of everybody else.
Huh. I mean, I definitely don't have a PS5. That's not on my list of.
Yeah, you don't need one. Honestly, like unless you really care about, and even if you did care, like there aren't that many games out for it yet. It doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, no, dude. I got so many other things I got to do with fucking every sort of income I have.
Yeah.
Such as life. Injured life. Yeah. Well, it's been freaking good, man. 2020 was weirdly good for me. Like
no, not for me. Not weirdly good for me. Terrible.
Yeah, I managed to get more work under the table in 2020 than I did in 2018 and 19.
That's good.
Because everybody was forced underground, right?
Right. Yeah, I got so whatever. I missed school got canceled, so semesters got pushed back. Pete. I was going out with a girl and she ripped my heart out. That was fun.
That's rough. That happens.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I'm happy 2020 is over. Not that I think 2021 is going to be any better.
Yeah, no, it's not like it's going to turn a new leaf. Who knows though? That's like
Trump's not going to be president in a week and a half, so that's going to be interesting.
Do you believe that?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Dude, I don't believe this shit's over. This is gonna go. You remember how fucking long they talked about clear?
Not that I believe it's over. I just think he's not going to be in the. I don't think it's over. I think they're still going to argue and be stupid about it. I do think that he'll be out of the White House.
Out of the White House. But do you think Biden will be in the White House?
Yes.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there's going to be argument.
Oh, then give it a week, and then Kamala Harris will be in the White House because Biden's gonna resign for dementia or some crap like that. Yeah, I don't give him 4 years. I don't give him 4 years.
Not even close. He might not even make it through the door.
yeah, like, dude, that guy's on his last legs. He can't speak straight.
I don't know.
That way.
I
I mean, and I might eat my words in a couple years and see. Okay,
yeah.
Joe Biden made it. Okay, cool, whatever.
I
4
no
years.
longer know if he's crazy, man. Like I've seen all those clips of him like fumbling and looking like he's, a late stage dementia patient, but then they filled him full of whatever the fuck they filled him full of, and he could speak clearly for the debate. Although he had a couple moments, but still,
Early stage dementia, dude, not late stage dementia. Early stage dementia.
dude, they're all fucking old. The whole fucking thing is old. Like the entire goddamn idea has dementia.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still no, like, we need to just get rid of half the laws.
More than half.
Yeah, more than half. Get rid of a lot of laws.
So you are an anarchist. Remember what I was saying before?
No,
Dude,
no.
we agree.
That's not anarchy.
It is. Getting rid of the state is anarchy.
That's not what I said. I said get rid of a lot of laws.
Yeah, but
there are still a lot of laws that need to stay.
Shaya, how can you stop a small government from becoming a big government?
Checks and balances.
That's nothing. It's never worked.
It worked for a couple hundred years, and then they messed it up.
Dude, I'm just saying, if you think about it, you gotta become an anarchist. It's the natural end.
Okay, but one day you're gonna wake up and you realize, oh wait, I'm not an anarchist.
Do you think? I don't think so, man. I feel like
I don't think it's gonna happen. No.
I definitely have thought the same things my whole life. I just haven't known the words for them. Like when I was younger and dumber and like 17,
Yeah, but I call that a libertarian, not an anarchist.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The words for things change. It's just you still think that the system's fucked up and that there shouldn't be people telling you what to do and they should leave you alone. That's basically as far as it should go, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I do believe that there should be police. They just have to do the right thing.
But the government doesn't have to make the police, right?
No, that's true. The government doesn't have to make the police. Private police.
That's not an argument against anarchy, right?
Well, a private police force would still be some sort of government.
Well,
it'd be a paid for government. It'd be different, and then because somebody's gonna have to run it. It's not perfect, whatever. And like I believe that sanitation needs to be run by the government. I don't even think there's a question about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like you don't believe that you could privately deal with garbage and sewage?
Oh no, I do. I just think that people would opt out of it.
And that there would just be piles of garbage and sewage?
That's the problem.
Why would you think that?
Because I've seen people. I live in New York. If you live in like a rural area, you wouldn't have the problem as much. But if you live in a city, dude, the government needs to deal with sanitation. That's it. And structure. So I have 3 S's in government. This is why I believe in government. 3 S's: security, structure, and sanitation. And that's it. Those are the only things that I believe government needs to deal with. Making sure there's no crime, making sure that the streets are clean, and making sure that the roads are not broken.
Yeah, but the government's bad at making roads, Shaya. You should stop them having control.
I'm not saying that. I am saying the government needs to be good at it. If the government literally
it can't be, Shaya. We can't teach them to be good at anything. We have to take control back.
Okay, if the government only did 3 things,
they would still suck at it.
It's possible.
It's likely.
They'd be better at it than they are now.
False. They would be equally skilled at doing a bad job and getting away with it, and you know that.
Maybe.
Dude, there's no fucking way you're not an anarchist. I've known you for a couple of years now, Shaya. I goddamn know it. But okay, think I'll change my mind.
I don't think you're gonna change your mind.
I'm just trolling you. I'm gonna smoke a bowl.
Okay, go for it. I don't try to change people's minds, like ever. I like when I'm having a conversation with somebody, I tend to agree with them to hear, not even like not because I agree with them. I tend to like affirm their beliefs so that I can hear more of what they have to say. Like, as opposed to like not like in this conversation where I'm not doing that, but in like if I'm talking to somebody I don't know, I'm talking to somebody I know. I've tried to change people's minds that I know. But if I'm trying to talk to people that I don't like really know well, or I know them but not really, I don't care enough. Like I was talking to a super of a building today, one of the buildings I work in, and he's telling me how he doesn't believe he thinks Trump's an evil person who's just all this crap. Like he doesn't care about his kids. He doesn't care about, all he cares about is his money and himself. Which, by the way, as much as I don't like Trump, I think he is a bad person. Like I don't like a bad person. He is a less than reputable human being. I wouldn't.
Guaranteed, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But I absolutely believe that he loves his kids.
I mean, probably everybody loves their kids. Why wouldn't you love your kids?
Not just that, the way he acts, the way that he acts around his kids, he seems to love them, right? He seems to like his family. He like, I don't believe that. I believe that he doesn't care. He might even. I'm not sure he loves his wife, but whatever.
Dude, I can't really comment on Trump, but I definitely feel your pain with like how 2020 has just become tortured to socialize with people. Like everybody has gone fucking insane. It doesn't really matter what your flavor of the month is. Like if you're from that side or this side or the middle or the other fucking side of the middle, it doesn't really matter.
I always, that's why when I'm talking to people, I always take the middle. I always just take the middle so that they talk.
But like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's got that sort of like high eyebrows, frantic sort of energy. And
Yeah.
that's a good approach. Just like the smile and nod, let you carry on. Everybody needs to vent. Let's hear it out, you know. Oish, fucking 2020, man.
Like one of my good friends went to Black Lives Matter. He's like, my friend is black. He went to all the Black Lives Matter protests. I don't agree with everything he says. I agree less than a lot of what he says, but I still, I let him go. I let him talk, and I let him vent because I'll be there to listen to him. I don't need to. I don't care that much if he agrees with what I have to say because I know what's right, and I'm not going to convince him otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, if he's protesting for black rights, then power to him, right?
Which, by the way, is the reason that that the libertarians are never going to win.
Why?
Because if you believe that everybody else should have the right to do whatever they want, then technically they have the right to F themselves over. And like that's the way that I'll let him do what he wants. I'll let him talk because he wants to talk. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna argue with him. It makes him happy. Why should I bother him?
Yeah, but why would you want to stop people from effing themselves over, Shaya? Like, are you in control of them?
No, that's the point.
Well, but you just said the problem with libertarianism is that it lets people F themselves over.
No, it lets everybody else F themselves over. Libertarians are not the ones who are effing themselves over. You let everybody else do it.
I'm still confused, bro.
Okay. The people who are effing themselves over are also effing everybody else over because there's a lot more of them. Unless the truth is, if the libertarians became the majority, maybe they could win, but they're never going to become the majority.
Hoping for political power is just a bad idea. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right, exactly, which is why the libertarians are never going to.
At this point in 2020, to be honest with you, Shaya, I'm more afraid that people aren't going to aim at political power. They're just going to go Julius Caesar on this bitch and roll in with the tankies and overtake this democratic flavor of drama that we are currently in. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is the end stages of most of these empire collapse things where people are going psychotic. Everything gets to like a fever pitch and like one military general becomes every military general. But like it's fucked this year because it's international. How does that happen over the whole earth? Like I don't understand. Like Europe's doing this, Canada's doing this, America's doing this, Australia's doing this. I don't know about fucking Asia, but it seemed like they were doing it.
I don't understand how people can just let their businesses.
It's insane like, what is happening.
Like if my business is open and the cops come and try to shut it down, take out the gun and shoot the cops.
Dude, it's not. It's above that at this point. They're
No, what I'm saying, like,
deflating your money. Even if you're not allowed to work, they're taking your savings and they're making it worth fuck all because they printed like
I
double
know.
the money this
Inflation,
year.
inflation is shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at
I'm
this
getting
point,
$600, which in the end is worth less than it is because they're printing it. Like, it's so stupid.
they're being like aggressively bad at
Yeah,
not fucking people over. Do you know what I mean? Like at first, in like in my life at least, it
they're just
seemed
burning
like the
money.
government didn't matter because people could just exist away from like giving a fuck about it. But now you kind of have to care that it's just in your face every day.
Yeah, because it's huge. It's always there. No matter, like, they tax me to hell. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, I cannot pay my taxes.
Yeah.
Then my credit score will go in the trash. I won't be, they'll
It's
just take
the
the money out of my
apocalypse.
bank account. They can literally just go, like, the government can literally, if you don't pay your taxes, they'll just go into your account and take the money.
Dude, not paying your taxes is like the one sort of thing that you can never get out of.
Yeah.
Like you could claim bankruptcy on anything else, but if you owe the government, they're gonna get you.
Right. Couple of truths. There's two truths in life. That's the taxes, and that's it.
The crazy fucking thing is they get every paycheck this year, you know? And I don't know about America, but they definitely didn't go in Canada. They sat at home, Canada, but they still got paid. Everybody
I thought
else
that
sat
was
at home and
hilarious.
didn't get paid.
Like, there were people were getting paid in Canada to stay home. Like, people were getting paid in the United States to stay home. People were taking on unemployment. That was sick. It was like $600 a week, and
Yeah.
like you're getting $600 a week for free from the government to do nothing.
And in the fine print, you have to pay this back in 8 months. Do you know what I mean?
That
Like,
wasn't the fine print. The fine
dude,
print is you're gonna get taxed on it.
I think that we're going to see the repercussions of all of this giving away money soon, or it collapses.
Oh,
I don't
we'll
know, man.
see the repercussions of it. It's called inflation.
No, I just mean like the government's gonna want that back. Like they're gonna be douches about it, or they're gonna collapse. It's one or the other. I'm hoping. Like,
Yeah. I don't know so. I wish they would fix their shit, but I don't want them to collapse.
I think the collapse is a bad option, but I think it's the most positive choice available.
I think it's the most likely choice available. I don't think it's the best choice available. I think it's easily the most likely choice available.
Dude, I don't think it's the most likely choice available. I think the most likely choice available is kind of what you're describing, where it like limps along and pretends that it's doing like a minimal.
But that's not what I'm describing. What I think is they need to fix it.
Dude, you can fix it, man. If you try to fix it and make it smaller, you're just gonna make more of it hidden. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so there you go, and that's why I think it's gonna collapse.
well, maybe it's most likely to collapse. I don't know, man. I feel like it takes 200 years and it's a torturous process. And by the time somebody goes Spartacus on it, it's like, you know, the most ridiculous dystopian future sci-fi bullshit. Like, it's amazing that we predicted that a long time ago. All of those weird movies about like these spaceship people dealing with their fucked up government. We did that. We're there.
We're not there yet. We're getting there though.
I think we're there, man. We're not the futuristic space people, but like we're their great grandparents. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's what I said. We're getting there.
Yeesh.
Yeah, we're getting there. Unless somebody figures out that stop spending all the monies. Like, that is the biggest problem with society. Like, straight up. It's not the values that are going to hell. It's not this. It is the fact that nobody realizes what they're doing. You're just throwing away money. If you can't afford it, you're going to collapse.
That's a good point. The worst thing about society is just the ignorance, man.
It's people have no effing clue what they're doing. The people who are running the government think that spending money is it fixes things. It doesn't. People
People in their daily lives too. Most people live like with like $50 to spare. between paychecks, right? Like, it
Right.
might not be you, it's definitely me. And
No, that's
like,
me too. Not
yeah,
$50. It's a couple. It's a grand or two, but it's not.
yeah. There's
No,
like
it's
that
not.
statistic where like 80% of like Americans couldn't pull up $300 cash or something like that.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, man. I've thought my whole life that like the apocalypse has been coming, like ever since I was like 15. That's like my perspective, because I had like this crazy uncle that like bought silver coins and thought that the dollar was going to hell, and like lived in a cabin in the woods in the Yukon and all that shit. And like that was like one of my role models as a child, so I took that sort of like apocalyptic mentality on. Do you know what I mean? And
Hey,
so,
you still have all those silver coins?
fuck, I wish. That's not anything I sort of inherited. I don't know who got those silver coins. One of his kids would have.
Well, that's good.
Um,
Oh my god.
Fucking, that's a really, really good call
Like
nowadays.
I have a lot of friends who are into Bitcoin, and I can't get into it. I can't get into it because, yeah, I know it's secure. I know it's technically a secure form of currency. But what happens if your computer, if like the network crashes?
Well, I don't know what you mean, man. Like if everything goes down, like EMP.
Like shit's like that. Yeah, wars. Nobody's gonna care about your Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, but if you're thinking like that, then I mean, do you
Gold,
know what I mean? What's your
gold,
what's your debit card gonna do? What's your
nothing.
truck isn't
It's
even gonna work.
blind. It won't. It won't. It's voice. Who cares? That's why I'm saying like if you're investing, invest in gold.
I don't know. I feel like you should definitely get some Bitcoin. Not now. It might drop a lot. That would be the time. But if you could figure it out, you should, dude. Because it can only go
Nah,
up.
I'm not
It
doing
can
Bitcoin.
only go up, Shaya. Now is the best time. Yesterday was better. Tomorrow was worse, right? That's the only way to look at it.
No, but I'm not. I'm not investing in it.
Well, it's not investment. It's just like if you have
But I'm
it, then
not
you
putting
can
money
use
into it.
it.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not getting Bitcoin. I'd put it into gold. Gold's also going up. Gold doesn't stop going up. So
Dude, that's a good point. Buy actual gold coins.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Buy gold. I know. I don't buy. Like, go buy gold if you really want. Buy gold.
I don't know. Bitcoin has been making me money, bro.
That's good.
I mean, I haven't pulled
If
any of
I
it
could,
out.
I'd go back. I'd go back in time 10 years and buy all the Bitcoin.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's not even really the idea of Bitcoin. You want to like use it to buy things with. So I like want to go to the grocery store, use my Bitcoin to buy fucking food,
But you
right?
can't. You can't do that.
I know, but eventually you will hopefully be able to. And when that happens, it's like that's the ideal state, and then it should level out. But for now, people are going crazy about it.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what crypto. I'm not. If whatever happens with crypto, crypto's happening. I don't know. I'm not.
You're not on
I'm way
board.
more. I'm way more into solid things I can touch.
That's fair. It's better to buy bullets, like no matter what.
Right.
Uh,
Bullets, gold, and like stuff like that that you'll have.
but I don't have bullet stores, Shaya. I'm in Canada.
Neither do I.
I
I'm in
mean,
New York City.
we probably have similar levels of bullshit around us.
Yes. Um, I don't have a gun
I am getting a gun.
yet. I don't have a gun yet.
Do you have some sort of licensing in New York? I think we talked about
Yeah,
it
I
last.
have to. It's $400.
Yep, same here, dude. And I'm signed up. It's on like the fucking 16th. I've taken it before, but I never mailed off the paperwork because I was a dumbass like 18-year-old. And my
No, it's
uncle like,
$400 just to apply.
here it was like 250 to take this course, and then I think it's like 100 to mail it off. So it's similar, right?
Yeah.
But
Pain in the
you
ass. So
gotta
I have to
sit
do
there.
that. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna talk about illegal guns because I'm not putting that out there.
Dude, don't talk about that. There's no reason to talk about that. I mean,
Exactly. And when I get a gun, I'm definitely going boating soon afterwards. Whenever that is, I'm definitely going boating.
I'm never
We're
voting
gonna go
against
try to
that.
hunt for fish with our guns.
You're gonna hunt for fish?
Of course.
You're
I'm
gonna
assuming the boat's gonna flip over.
you're gonna go on a boat with a gun and try to shoot a fish?
Yeah, and then the boat's gonna flip over probably.
I don't understand, Chai. Why are you
Yeah,
doing
and
this?
the gun might fall in the water.
Yeah, but how do you get the fish? The whole fucking point of fishing is you have it on a string so you pull it onto land, man. If you shoot a fish in the fucking water, then you got to
You're
go
not
in the water
joking,
and get it. That
dude.
that doesn't make sense. Have you ever done that? Has anybody ever done that?
Yeah.
This is like a plan. You're gonna go shooting fish.
No, I'm just gonna lose all my guns in the ocean.
Oh, it's a joke about the boating accident. Right. That
Yes.
was clever. See, don't make clever jokes. I don't. I'm too literal, man.
Oh my god.
But fuck, I wouldn't even admit to losing them now. At this point, I'm like, yeah, no. I have this list of weapons. If you're gonna break down my door, kill me, because that's not a good idea for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Right.
at this point, I refuse to play the game. I'm going to be on the other side, and they think I'm on the other side, so why wouldn't I be on the other side? Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Like if a cop comes to your house without a warrant and they want to get in,
I don't know if we do no knocks in Canada. I don't know if that's a thing here.
and like if a cop did that, I'd shoot him.
Well, fuck, in America, they no knock you, right? They'll kick down your door
They're not
without even
supposed to.
knocking.
Not supposed to.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do that.
Not allowed. You're not allowed to do that. It's against the law.
Dude, I don't know enough facts about fucking anything to open my mouth about anything, but that's kind of my general
It's
take on
totally against the law.
everything.
Like if a cop walks into somewhere without a warrant, they are out of their jurisdiction. They are not only that, they're trespassing.
Well, yeah, but you know, the law gets away with what the law wants to get away
Of
with.
course they do. Of course they do. That doesn't mean they shouldn't get shot.
I agree. And also, there is a very, very good argument to be made that, like, when the first wave of totalitarianism is just beginning, if they lose 1%, right? Like, it doesn't have to be a lot. You just have to shoot one person before you die, right? That machine dies. Like, Stalin doesn't exist in 80 years. It doesn't become a thing because they don't have the numbers. They can't train that amount of people. They don't have the enough skill. It's just not a thing. No civilizational force could exist that could overwhelm its population if the population just fractions off the parts, right? I mean, that's what Solzhenitsyn said about the Russian Revolution. Like,
Well, if the entire population fights back, yeah,
yeah, if instead of waiting and doing nothing, they'd wait
exactly.
a little.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? But hindsight's pointless.
Exactly. Which is why people don't look at history. And people are stupid. Like,
Yeah.
if you just look at history, every single place, everywhere, every single country that's fallen apart, you're better off if you're armed.
Yeah, man, I don't really understand how the whole Canadian gun culture got so fucked up. It was a thing
I
that
don't
happened in the
understand
90s.
how any gun culture gets effed up because I mean I do understand that's wrong.
Well,
I
but hold
totally
on, what's
get
it like in Israel? You said you might go to Israel, but it's like, fuck, there
Oh,
isn't.
dude, you can't own a gun in Israel.
Yeah, so,
But the difference in Israel is that every teenager on the corner has a gun.
well, yeah, because they're all in the army.
Right. It's
But
different.
still.
It's a different thing. Like literally, if the entire population of Israel had guns, they'd still lose.
Well, yeah, they're. But
no, like the entire population
man.
fought back. The entire non-army population fought back against the armed population, they'd still lose.
Wait, you mean in Israel versus the IDF or some shit?
Yeah, and like Israelis versus the IDF, Israelis would still lose.
Well, because they have the whole goddamn country. It's like calling China. Well, I mean, it's not like China, but it's a little similar, weirdly.
The whole reason is because everybody's in the army. Everybody's in the army, and 95% of the people are in the reserves.
That's what I mean. Like, it's kind of like China. Although China, they're not all in the army. There's people that just work.
Right. Israel, there are people that just work, but 50% of the country's in the army or the reserves.
Seems a bit crazy for a country to me. I wouldn't want to live in Israel. It seems high stress.
Yeah, they're Jews though.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the appeal.
No, but like Israelis are crazy.
Wait, you mean that's why they're crazy?
No, not because they're Jewish. Just Israelis are crazy. Not because everybody around them wants to kill them, or at least that's how it was when they started. Now it's a little less crazy, but still, you have enemy in the north, Lebanon. You have an enemy in the west, Syria. In the east, Syria. You have I mean, you have Jordan, who's I guess an ally, sort of now. I don't know. Egypt is sort of you have like tenuous relationships. These are two countries with tenuous relationships, but they're there. But and then you have Iran and Iraq who hate you in the east, a little farther east, and there's a lot of
Seems like
a
a
lot of
weird
countries
place
there
to
that.
go, Shy. Seems like a real weird place to go.
Well, that's why the entire country's in the army.
I'm not confused about how
Oh,
these
okay.
things
No,
happen.
I thought you didn't understand why. Yeah, that's why the entire country's in the army.
Of course I understand why, dude. It's like a brutal area. But there's a wall around your whole country. I'm pretty sure if
No, there isn't.
isn't that true? That there's like a
There's a
wall?
bunch of walls, but not around the whole country.
Well, they should get on that because that would be badass. Turn the whole
That would
goddamn
be awesome.
castle.
I don't understand why every country doesn't have a wall around it. Like straight up. Like why the hell don't you have a wall around your country?
Can you imagine how quick Canada and America could build a wall if we worked together?
Dude, we could build a wall between Mexico and America. We could build a
I
wall
don't
between
mean
Canada
that
and America.
wall. I mean the wall between Canada and America.
Same thing.
But
Same
it
distance.
also it has to turn and it has to go north and cut off Ontario from
Oh, I got you.
Minnesota.
Okay.
And now we're talking, man. It doesn't even
Okay.
need to go into BC. I don't care what happens on the other side of the Rockies, man. Just start it at the Rockies and go that way.
I
You
got
know,
you.
keep Americans below the wall. All
Right.
your people. I'm just
Are
kidding.
you east of the Rockies or west of the Rockies?
Dude, I'm just kidding. I'm not really like super good at like the pros of all of this libertarianism anarchy to like give you the real intelligent breakdown of why open borders makes sense to me, but they do, because if I got my way and there wasn't a government to give away free money to all these people, then there would be no problem with people coming. Like there's equal opportunity for everybody. Do you know what I mean?
With anarchy, there's no point of borders.
I honestly feel like I'm not even an anarchist. I'm just like an old school American back in the day when they actually were like writing the Constitution. Do you know what I mean? Like individual freedom, no king, no reason to be taxed without representation. Not a thing, right?
Right.
What's the word for that? That people call it libertarianism, but I refuse to be called a libertarian.
That's a
I'm
conservatarian. That's me.
conservatarian. That's a strange
Absolutely.
word.
No, it's not because I want to keep I want less government and more and morals, but there has to be morals, right? There's no morals.
What do you mean morals? The government's not in charge of morals.
No, the government's not in charge of morals, but people have to be moral. That's
People have
another reason
what?
why that's a reason why society falls apart. People don't care about like laziness and all this crap that it's all based on bad
Are you going to talk about
upbringing.
spiritual decay now? Don't be talking about
Spiritual decay. Let's go.
I mean,
I believe in spiritual decay. I know you don't, but
no,
yeah.
no, hold on. What do you mean you know I don't? You don't know that. I actually do believe that like society now is definitely like in a weird spiritual
We
state.
were
Like
people were better off when they were religious. People are better off when they're most. I think that religion is generally it gives you. Some religions are bad because they're too radical, and some religions.
dude, I don't even include religion when I talk about spiritual. I like organized religion to me is totally like abhorrent and different to being
See,
like.
that's why I said you don't. That's why I said you don't agree.
Well, yeah, I know we don't agree on that part of it, but like, if you were like asking me like society now, is it like in this weird like fucking uh, void? Then yeah, like I understand what you mean. Like I'm not one of those like atheist people that doesn't believe in like any sort of like voodoo.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
I don't know the word for it. I was about to call it voodoo doo doo, like weird mumbo jumbo, but like that's offensive, and I don't mean to be offensive. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I think that the loss of religion, loss of religiousness, not just the loss of religion, it's the loss the majority the population is not religious.
You know, they used to think of the king as God. Sounds like you're talking about we need a king, which is
Nope.
a weird like. There's a guy
No, I'm
called.
not saying that. I think that the fact that the majority of the population is not religious removes a lot of morals that came with being religious. There's
There's a
some
guy called.
morals that I don't know if it matters as much.
There's a
The
guy
way that
called
comes.
Pop that wants fucking monarchy, but I'm not that kind of anarchist. It's weird.
No, there's some morals that come with that come with religion that I guess wouldn't matter if, in society or not. Personally, I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. Like that's one thing. But if people want to do the opposite, that's I don't know if that's a moral that really is ruining society. It might be.
Dude,
It's
I thought you were
arguable.
talking about the contract with the government, but you're talking about like not
No, yeah, I'm talking about morals.
yeah.
I'm talking about religious morals. This has nothing to do with the government. It has to
Never
do with
mind.
people. It has to do with people. People not being religious. Another reason why society is falling apart. One's the government, and then you have like, and then there's the you talk. You said who were the people who made who started the United States? These people were all devout Christians.
That's not true, dude. Benjamin Franklin was more or less a pagan.
That's well, Benjamin Franklin was a crazy person, but
Fuck you, Benjamin Franklin's a crazy person. He was definitely my favorite of the founding fathers.
I don't mean
like,
insane.
all time, man.
I mean he was like a what's it called? He was like a womanizing like
That's a thing later in life. Yeah, he did that later, but he was clever, man, and he was
very
not
smart
a
guy.
religious
No, he was
person.
genius.
I'm
He's a
just
genius.
saying, a lot of these people that would have been labeled as devoutly religious back in the day probably had better poker faces than modern people. Do you know what I mean? Right now, it's very, very easy to just be open with what you think. But back in the day, you probably needed some sort of security firewalling on your actual thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like a conspiracy about the past, which is
And
pointless.
the only problem with all this moralistic stuff is that remember there was slavery, so that always bothers me. But
You're not wrong.
like that always bothers me, like in my head, because I know that there was slavery. Like how did they do that? I don't know. Whatever. But
Yeah, how the hell do you make an like an individualist new republic and have slavery? Like I don't know how they
it's
make
bizarre.
things.
Yeah, it
So.
made no sense. It makes no sense to me every time I think about it. But
Well, there were people back in the day that hated it. Lysander Spooner was like a guy that hated slavery, super big anti-slave
so
guy,
there were
also a
like
big
the funny
anarchist.
thing is Jefferson was anti-slavery, yet he owned slaves.
Yeah, but
It's
he
really
was
weird.
both, right? Because he had both opinions over his lifetime in the recorded history of it all. So
Oh,
he had
did he?
both.
I know that he was anti-slavery, yeah, but he couldn't
In
get rid
the
of his
end,
slaves.
right? When it was like
No, he never got
everybody
rid of
knew.
his slaves anyways. Couldn't get rid of his slaves. He just realized that slavery was bad
Well, how could you not? I mean,
because people sometimes do things that they believe is wrong.
dude, the Romans enslaved fucking everybody. That was a
So yeah,
thing.
the Romans were evil people.
Well, I just mean which kind of slavery is worse? Racist slavery or just general slavery?
In the end, what's the difference?
I honestly think that there's a difference. I think racist slavery is more fucked up.
I think the racist slavery is more fucked up, but in Rome, that's basically what they had. Just
It's not smart to have an ethical like math conversation about which kind of slavery is the worst.
hold on, I gotta take this phone call.
Yeah, I'll hit the button.
Hi, Tom.